Good morning, welcome to a morning review. This is Kim Watson speaking on Wednesday, the 6th of July. So, looking at the euro dollar first, and yesterday saw quite a correction here in the markets. Once again, euro selling backward for most of the day and through into the Asian session. We're currently seeing a bit of a rally, as we can see from the alleys here. There's the potential for us to move back towards the 21 moving averages, maybe even the daily pivot if it can get a bit of a grip on what's going on here. Some bullish talk from members of the US Fed committee suggesting that interest rates should still increase in the US as not helped the situation with either the euro or the pound. Reality is that may well be soon shot down, but regardless, for now it's seen both currencies soften quite significantly. Right, okay, so potential here if we see a break of the lower trend line sitting across there, badly drawn of course. I would be interested in looking for the S1, yesterday's lows, the lows is the 30th, and the S1 would be a simple target really there. Any sort of sustained rally pushing up, well, we've got the 20, as I say, the 21s, maybe the 200, and possibly a daily pivot there, but maybe a biggish ask, but we'll see. As someone said earlier, stranger things happen in these markets at the moment, and we do see some quite quick, big corrections. Now the pound, obviously again sold off yesterday. Didn't particularly like the Bank of England governor's comments, and went into almost free fall at one stage. Later on, different periods just broke down again. Got a bit of holding back. It's got well and truly oversold on the 4 hourly there. It's also, my indicators showing it oversold. You could now start bringing it back again. Where to? Well, it's a possibility of the 21 at some point. It seems to like its 4 hourly 21. The only thing is it's struggling at the moment, but we'll see. Looking at the shorter time period, I've got sort of the same principle as the euro in a sense, in terms of potential here of if we start seeing it breaking down. Well, we've got no historics, or we have a long way back, but certainly I'd be looking again. We may be breaking for the Asian session lows and maybe further, but if we can get a bit of a rally, we've got the 21s nice and neat together. It's a nice neat chart in terms of technically. If it can start breaking up post 8 o'clock, well, I'd be looking at 21s. There's a chance it's reduced, but there's a chance that we could get up to the daily pivot. But stranger things have happened. We have got some speakers today, so we'll see. Okay, and some minutes out much later. Dollar yen, safe haven. Once again, we've seen the yen strengthen, much to dislike of the Japanese, I should imagine, at the moment, as it's strengthening once again. So we've seen a bit of a bounce back in this, but where it used to be completely negatively correlated to the pound, the euro is completely correlated these days. Well, we could see it moving again back up towards the 21s, and again as a chance of it catching towards the daily pivot. But again, as with the pound, this is quite significantly reduced. A break of the lows there again. Look for the Asian session lows. This trend line that can be drawn across the Asian session lows would be a possibility, or the weekly S2 pivot there. But daily pivot looks like a far away at the moment. So that's some fairy tale. Right, Australian dollar again sold off through most of yesterday and seen a continuation and a bounce again. So we're bouncing off the pivot here, or just breaking through and bouncing back above it, should I say. Looking again, a cleaner chart, bit like the UK, the pound rather, in that respect. It's bounced off its mid pivots here, pushing up at the moment towards, again, the 21 would be logical. Pretty same story as we look through all of these. It breaks the lows. Well, we're looking for the Asian session lows. Maybe look at the S1 weekly S1 pivot, daily S2 below. So there's some targets below the Asian session lows. S2, weekly S1s, all lined up there. A break of the 21 I'd prefer here, and could see the 34 or even the daily pivot hit. At the moment, these markets we may just be getting bear flags setting up. Okay, that's pretty much Aussie. Right, Canadian dollar. Well, what hasn't helped the Canadian dollar is drop in oil. And just flick this on quickly, and you see oil came off quite steeply yesterday, back down to sort of lost a couple of dollars there, over $2. It dropped off yesterday, quite sharp fall, and that's not helped the Canadian dollar at all, as it shot up opposite ways, and it certainly hasn't. If we were looking for a negative correlation here, it's not quite the same. In fact, it's trying to push up some more as oil's still sliding down. Looking at a shorter time frame, well, if we could see a break of the 6 o'clock bar there, where we could be on for the 21 and maybe a bigger correction. We need to see this correction through most of the markets really at the moment. Oil needs to get a bit more of a kicker and boost upwards to help this situation. If it does, well, there is the possibility of the daily pivot, but again, it's inverted everything else. It's just literally you could be trading this the same way, but at the moment it is pushing up, and that R1 looks like a reasonable potential for post 8 o'clock with oil slipping down here. Okay, that's pretty much the markets. In terms of the speakers today, Draghi's speaking at 9 o'clock. He's addressing a ECB statistics conference. How enjoyable that would be. Wish I was there. Stop for a yawn. Says the guy that trades completely with statistics. Okay, so he's addressing that at 9 o'clock, but then later on, well, there are other speakers out there, depending on what you're looking at, but with less interest in terms of what they're speaking about. Some are just addressing at universities, etc. Then at 3 o'clock, we got the US non-manufacturing PMI. That's the services to us PMI due out at 3. And more importantly, really, is the Fed minutes at 7. Now, these are variable in terms of a lot of the Fed speakers say their thing before the minutes have come out, so we pretty much know what's set in the minutes, but they can still create a bit of volatility, and you get a bigger picture of what's going on there with all the numbers. So you should watch out for those at 7 p.m. That's this evening. Okay, that's pretty much it for the day. Hope you have a great one. Bye for now.